Yo, what's going on, YouTube, and welcome back to Goal Line Hockey. It's your boy Kevin Forte. We are taking a look today at the latest on the Vladimir Tarasenko situation, and according to Jeremy Rutherford of The Athletic, we've gotten some more news about Tarasenko. Jeremy Rutherford believes the Hurricanes still have interest in Tarasenko, also believes the Rangers and the Islanders are still in. So we're going to be taking a look at Tarasenko and what he can get from these three teams, said by Jeremy Rutherford. And I'll be predicting where I think Tarasenko will go. So we'll be looking at that right now. So looking first at the New York Metro teams. You have the Islanders and the Rangers. And I think both these teams can give up their first round pick. I think both of them can give up a guy that's probably going to be a pretty good player, whether that's probably a top 4 defenseman, a top 6 forward with that first round pick. I think they could part ways with that to St. Louis. With that said, the other asset for both teams is a little bit different. The New York Rangers could give up goaltender Alex Georgiev. Now, obviously, we know how good Jordan Binnington can and has been, but we saw last season, maybe he slipped a little bit last year, playing too much. And a guy like Alex Georgiev, where his value may be lower right now, it may be more of an incentive for a team like the St. Louis Blues to come in and maybe swipe him from the Rangers. And he'd be a good backup. Nothing against Ville Husso. He had a really bad season last year. I think he would be a great replacement to Husso as the backup behind Binnington and maybe split some starts a little bit more. And they would have more confidence with their backup than their current situation. For the Islanders, they're giving up a different asset here. They're giving up a former first-round draft pick prospect. Now, I know we've heard about Scott Mayfield maybe being the guy that goes in a deal. But what about a guy like Bodie Wild? I love Bodie Wild for the New York Islanders. But there's some questions that if the Islanders maybe get another defenseman here before the beginning of this season, I don't know if that's said, but if not, where does Bodie Wild fit for the future of the New York Islanders? So if there's question in that top 4 whether he could snag a spot, maybe they move Bodie Wild to bring in Tarasenko. Now, I think that's a big price to pay for the Islanders, a first-rounder and a former first-rounder. That may be what it takes to maybe keep him from some of these other teams. Now, the third team, and this is the team that I'm really interested in, is the Carolina Hurricanes. Now, the Carolina Hurricanes are an interesting team because chances are, with the way it looks right now, they won't have a first-round pick, as well as picking up Jesperi Kotkaniemi. Maybe it lowers their chances of going after Tarasenko because they're not going to have the cap space, and they're not going to be able to retain salary like maybe a team like, what teams can retain salary on Tarasenko? And that's part of the problem here for Doug Armstrong and the Blues. They could give up a second-round pick and Ryan Suzuki, who just has not turned out and is a guy that maybe they're willing to part ways with. He's a potential center, right? Pretty good player. And you get a second-round pick. So maybe you don't get the first-round pick like the Islanders or Rangers, but you get a prospect there. And I think that's something that could be in the conversation for the Carolina Hurricanes. My pick is he will go to the Carolina Hurricanes. I think the Hurricanes are more willing to make the trade than the Islanders or the Rangers. I think the Carolina Hurricanes see a window here where they could maybe win a championship. The Tampa Bay Lightning had a lot of pieces leave, and that was really their biggest threat last year. So if they could beat the Tampa Bay Lightning, they add guys like Kotkaniemi, they add a guy like Tarasenko. There's no way of knowing how far the Carolina Hurricanes can go. But the potential definitely raises. They made a lot of big changes on their blue line, which you could argue for better or for worse. But now that they've got Svechnikov, Aho, now you've got some guys coming up like, what's his name, Marty Necas, and potentially Kotkaniemi in the offer sheet. The Carolina Hurricanes look like a really solid team, and I think Vladimir Tarasenko could be the piece that puts them over the edge to finally bring that cup back to Carolina. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Do you agree with me? Do you not agree with me on if Tarasenko would be a good fit for the Carolina Hurricanes or maybe one of the 2 New York teams? Let me know your thoughts down below. And if you like what we're doing here at Goal Line Hockey, want to see the latest news around the NHL and more videos just like this one, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and an even bigger subscribe down below. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you again next time.